Welcome to State Insurance USA Cares podcast, where we celebrate the heart of our communities. Each episode, we highlight local charities and nonprofits who are bringing hope, help, and healing to those who need it most. Get ready to be inspired by the amazing stories of people making a difference, because together, we care.
Well, hi, it's Gail Langner. I'm with State Insurance USA, and we have an arm of our insurance company called State Insurance Cares, and it's where we donate to different local nonprofits. And today, I'm honored to highlight the nonprofit of the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club, and with me today are Megan Allers and Mary Torgerson. So, hi, girls. So glad to have you on with us today.
Thank you for including us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Oh gosh, we're happy to. So people don't necessarily know about the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club, and you go, how could that possibly be? Right? But they don't necessarily know. And so I'm so glad that you're on here today to tell us a little bit more about you. You actually started in like 1950, didn't you? Isn't that when it was established?
Correct. And Megan and I both got involved.
That's correct.
In 2017. They had less than 20 members left.
Yes.
And there was an active member that just did a membership drive. And that's when Megan and I became involved. And now I think we have over 150 members.
I was going to say, I think you tripled your membership, didn't you?
For sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that I did not know back in the day when we first started donating to you, and what you do is the reason that we do donate to you, because you guys are totally amazing, is that you raise money to give away, right?
We raise money to give to other nonprofits. So
right.
A majority of our fundraisers include area nonprofits that they can participate in. We gather sponsorships such as State Insurance USA, and then we do sponsorship sharing after the cost of the event.
Mm-hmm. Incredible. Like the first time we were ever involved. Go ahead, Megan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Two of our biggest events that highlight that are our annual Christmas Tree Festival and our annual Putt and Pub event. So those nonprofits that participate in those events, we gift them with that profit sharing, but also we have ways during that event that they can be raising their own funds to go back to their nonprofit, and we give whatever they raise for that event goes strictly back to them.
Well, I happen to know about that because I'm the chair of the board of the Fort Myers Beach Chamber of Commerce. So I know about our wine tree. And we are thrilled every year. And of course, I can't even make a stick person. So, I mean, I always stand around and act like I'm helping, but I'm actually really not. I'm just standing there going, here's this, here's this.
Yeah, we certainly get some really creative trees, wreaths, centerpieces, and your wine tree is always front and center every year.
Well, like I said, I wish I could take credit for that. I absolutely cannot. I remember the first year we did it, we did it with corks. Like we had cork angels. Kat and I were in the kitchen cutting these corks with knives, and we had the hot glue gun, and of all people, me helping Kat, but actually she was in charge of that sort of. And it was a total ball putting that together. And then of course, like I said, we have people that are really creative that put it together and make it look really great. And we make a lot of money off of that tree. And so I thank you for that, for sure. I know your clubhouse, oh my gracious, that was like the first school, right? Is that right? Was your clubhouse originally the second school?
Island.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was pretty heartbreaking to lose the building. And Mary can speak a little bit more to this on the timeline, but previous to the storm, we were getting ready to gear up and do a capital campaign to refurbish the building and renovate it.
Right.
So Ian built us other plans, and I know Mary's got some more information that she's going to want to share with you regarding that.
Okay. Yeah, I know you're working toward getting a new clubhouse, but you own the land, right?
Correct.
Okay, that was great. That you had that's a beautiful piece of land. That's a great piece of land for sure. And so I'm glad you'll have a place. And Mary, I really would like you to talk to what your plans are for that. Tell me if people were listening right now, like to become a member would be a great idea, right? Is it $75? Is that right? To be a member?
It's $75 at the first of our fiscal year, which is April 1st.
Mhm.
After April 1st, after April 30th, it's $50 a year, but you don't get any voting rights till you have been a member for a full year.
Okay.
So you get to do the activities, you get to come to our meetings, you network, you get to do all the things, but you don't have voting rights.
If you were a member, what would be, let's say if I were a member and I would love to come and help whatever, when do you meet? Like, what would that look like to be a member?
Well, it's changed after Ian because we
Yeah,
don't
of
have a
course.
clubhouse anymore.
Right.
But our membership meetings are the first Wednesday of the month at 6:30.
Okay.
I always forget because I'm always at the board meeting first. And I think our next one is in September, but Megan, I'm not sure where it's at. Do you know?
I believe we are back at the Pancake House, but we can
Okay.
confirm that, pass that on.
Yeah.
So they have been a wonderful partner for us for some of our meetings. And it's nice because we get to give back to one of the businesses too.
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah. Do they still have that side room?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, that, exactly. And that's what we did with state insurance. Is one of the things that we do is like we do an event called Hats Off to You. In fact, you'll be invited to it if you weren't invited to it last year, where we gather all the local nonprofits that we've given to throughout the year, and then we have an event at the end of the year called Hats Off to You, and where it's just like hors d'oeuvres and drinks and so on. And last year, the first year we did it was at Pink Shell. Last year you were at the Pink Shell one. Last year we did it at Margaritaville. And so last year, and what Blake does is he gives away more money. So last year I think we gave away an additional $9,000 to the, we drew from the hat.
Nice.
And so we do the same thing. We try to give back, bring things to the beach. I mean, really, this year for our Christmas party for our employees, we're going over Salty Sam's and take the pontoon out. They're going to drop us at Bonita Fish. We're going to have dinner there in their new side room, which is beautiful. And then take the party bus back. So we try to do the same thing that you guys do. So, thank you from the chamber side of things, thank you so much for doing that. So you tell me again, I'm so sorry because I was talking too much. When are your meetings again?
The first Wednesday of the month at 6:30 p.m. And I think it might be at the Pancake House, but we'll have to confirm that.
We'll
probably be on your website, right? Yeah, exactly.
For sure, or our Facebook page. And I think it's really important to point out that, we have had this surge of membership. The majority of that surge coming, no pun intended, but since Ian. But I think that's a direct response to our fundraising efforts immediately after the storm. We kind of pivoted how we do our fundraising. And I think people really took notice of that and want to be a part of something that is so meaningful and impactful on the island. But I think Mary should highlight a little bit how we did that fundraising and what resulted of it.
Well, and you gave away like $750,000, didn't you?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, Mary, speak to that. Tell us what you did.
So immediately after Ian, like everyone, all our members were displaced, and we took our first donation towards hurricane relief. The board approved to do this on September 30th, 2 days after. And then in conjunction, we got over $730,000, almost $750,000 that we gave back to households in the 33931, $500 at a time. So I think that's like 1,500 families that were impacted. And there were so many people, the testament to, they had no idea where to go. They didn't know how to, how they were going to put a taco in their lunch, their lunchbox.
Right.
And we've had some really amazing stories. Gentleman lost everything and he just needed a pair of work pants to get back to work. It's just, and there was not a lot of red tape like there was for other relief resources. It was that you had to have a valid ID that said you lived in the 33931, and there was about 3 members from 3 or 4 members from the Women's Club and 2 or 3 members from the Community Foundation that we united with to do that. But it was a very hands-on task as far as reviewing applications, getting IDs, confirming information. But I think it was the right thing for the Women's Club and the members and our community at that time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interestingly,
on that note, kind of, we've, as our tenure with the Women's Club, Megan's and mine, we had COVID, we had Ian, we've had different things. And ironically, the Christmas Tree Festival, which State Insurance USA is a sponsor to, we have not missed a year of the Christmas Tree Festival, even when after Ian, we did it in the parking lot.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah.
And so it goes to speak to, the community just being resilient and wanting to continue, be resilient. I don't know. I don't have a better word for it.
No, I know. And after watching, and I know obviously you both watched the special that was on NBC a couple weeks ago. If you didn't, you can certainly watch it on Peacock. And I know part of that film, I think, came from Dan, Megan, with the boat like coming toward your house. But after seeing that, it made me, to see it again, realize, oh my gracious, look how far we've come. Really.
Yeah, we actually took that from Mary and Tom's house.
Oh, was it from your house, Mary?
Yeah. So it was it was definitely surreal watching it again. So.
I know, it really was. And it was so tastefully done. It was done but to hear about Mitch and Mary and, okay, well, anyway, we're getting away from the Women's Club, but anyway, go ahead.
One other thing I'd like to bring up, Gail, is that one thing also that we started doing after Ian is what we call the FMB Pub Passport. And I don't know that a lot of people know about that. We did start it in 2023, so we're on our third year. It runs 9 months. It's $25 and it has $120 in savings at local restaurants. And then you complete it, you get a stamp at each location. And this year you get a commemorative service tumbler.
That's great. How do you get one of those? How tell us.
So it's on our website. You can go to fmb-wc.org and you'll see the pub passport and you can place an order and they'll usually ship out within 3 days. Otherwise, if you're on island or Fort Myers Central proper, you can pick it up at Hurricane Tina's or Wahoo Willie's or La Ola or Margaritaville retail store.
At the retail store? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, and that's something that is really good for our businesses.
Absolutely. I wish I'd known about that. I don't know why I didn't, but that's good. That's good to know.
Glad I brought it up.
I'm glad you did too. I was at a meeting with VCB this morning at the Collaboratory, and they were talking about different efforts to, bring people to more businesses, more hotels, that type of thing. And that's good to know. I'll pass that along.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's good. Absolutely. I really, really will. So if people want to help, people always want to help, I think. What do they do? How do they reach out to you? What's the best way to help help others? What's the best way?
And I think there's ways to help in what is it depends on what a person's motivation is. Are they feeling philanthropic and they want to help us rebuild the Fort Myers Beach Women's Club? We'd love to hear from you. We have giving levels. It actually was a year ago today that we launched our capital campaign for the Women's Club.
That was timely.
It was a year ago today. And ironically, it's kind of a crazy story that, we had, Dawn, the past president, and I had one-on-one meetings for about 3 weeks, and we got $1 million in commitments in the first 3 weeks. And then
that's wonderful.
It was. It was. But then we had Helene and Milton, and it's kind of it's been a damper. It'll be really nice not to have a hurricane this year. Let's start there.
Coming from an insurance company point of view, I would second that. Yeah.
I don't think our hearts could take much more, quite honestly.
No. Yep, there's definitely a fatigue there. But if you're interested in supporting businesses, I just mentioned the Pub Passport.
Right.
We just launched, if you're a nonprofit interested in participating in our Christmas tree festival, which the opportunity there, I'll give a brief description, is that the nonprofits are able to, as you said, the chamber puts in a wine tree. So they do a metal rack that has, I think, like 110 bottles of wine or
It's
something.
a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. But other people donate different kinds of Christmas trees. There's wreaths, there's centerpieces. And if you're a business that wants to do that and donate the proceeds to a nonprofit, you can do that. So it
That's a
doesn't
great
have to be a
idea.
nonprofit for a nonprofit. But if you're a business that you really love, Golisano Children's Hospital or that type of thing, we invite you to participate. And then everything that tree sells, it's on a silent auction. So whatever your tree or your wreath sells for, all those proceeds go directly back to the nonprofit.
To the nonprofit, right?
To the nonprofit. And we'll write the check right to them. Above and beyond all of our expenses, then we have what our sponsorships are remaining, and we conclude that as an addition to what was earned on their item. Right, Megan?
Wonderful.
And I think, another thing that some of our businesses have been doing, which I think is really thoughtful, they're partnering up with one of the local nonprofits that's here on the beach, because the reality is after Ian, everybody's volunteer base is down. It's harder to get things done. A lot of our nonprofits don't have spaces to work on things. So these businesses have been stepping up and partnering with them. So they have twice the amount of volunteers that are working on the tree and twice the amount of creativity that's going into it. So that's a great way for those businesses to partner with nonprofits as well.
That's a great idea. Wonderful. Well, I know you did want to tell me about the building, the new building. I know you wanted to chat about what that's going to look like, what your vision is for that, for your new clubhouse.
Mayor,
I'm sorry, I cut out, so I missed it. Okay, I cut out. You asked about the future. The future of the women's club.
The new women's club building, and what your vision is for that.
We actually do have drawings. We have been very blessed that Albert from AD Design and Jim Inc. from Inc. Engineering has helped put together our design and our building pro bono. It will be an elevated building. It will have a community room, and then it'll also have a boardroom, and it will have what we're calling an education room. And then also, because there's not a lot of nonprofits that actually have physical space on the island, we have 3 lockouts, which is they can rent those for a year. They have their own storage room, and then they have access to like our education room or our boardroom as needed, and to host 1 or 2 events in our community room. We, after COVID and before Ian, we were renting out our building pretty regularly. We had a wedding 5 days before Ian, I think. We were like, you have to come get your stuff. There's going to be a storm. I mean, had we only known, know? Yeah. We tried to, because we actually bought another storage unit and put it on our property. I don't even think we had power in there for a month before Milton washed it away. I mean, so now we
found it in the canal next door.
Yeah. Oh gosh, unbelievable.
So we've reverted to just renting off island, which works great. It's in a great location, but we actually went. Megan and I and Dawn went to the state this year. We had actually asked for some funds from the state, and we were actually in the negotiating up until about 2 weeks before the budget went to the governor, and we didn't make it in there. We're really hoping for that because we felt like it would be a boost to the donating. But I think we haven't stopped fundraising. We're still fundraising. We currently have a state competition going on that if your state make a donation on behalf of your state, the state that raises the most money will get to fly their flag for 6 months on our flagpole.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we have, innovative things that we're trying to do, and we haven't given up. We're just ready. We've all our committee has said, we'll wait to make sure that there's no hurricanes this year.
Right, that the timing's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that the timing's right.
We have our mosaic wall too.
We do.
As part of our fundraising. Yeah, so that mosaic wall, they can pay $50 and upload their favorite picture from the beach or their vacation or their family photo. They can upload as many as they want. And we're going to have a basically interactive mosaic wall in the building that can highlight all of these pictures.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can't thank you two enough for taking some time out of your really busy day. I know both of you, Megan and Mary, are really, really busy people. I want to thank you for me personally, and thank you for obviously the Chamber of Commerce for everything that you do. And of course, from State Insurance Cares, we donate to local nonprofits, and that's what the heart of our of State Insurance Cares has always been about. And you will always be a part of who we give to and sponsor. And so I just wanted you to know that. Just thank you so much to both of you and everybody on your board and so on. I appreciate it. And
Thank
so
you.
we'll talk
Thank you.
again soon, and we'll see you soon. And of course, I'll be there for the Christmas tree festival,
Excellent.
standing around watching people be creative.
Mhm. Awesome.
So,
Thank you so much.
all right. Thanks for being on
Thank you
today.
for
We really
having us.
appreciate it. Happy to have you. Have a great
All
day.
right. Thank
Thank you for joining
Bye-bye.
us on State Insurance USA Cares. We hope today's story uplifted and inspired you. If you'd like to support or learn more about the incredible work happening in your community, visit stateinsuranceusa.com or call 239-567-9992. You can also visit CaboWaboGym.com. Until next time, be sure to let your sun shine and keep sharing good and positive vibes wherever the waves take you.